all of you Floyd's Fantastic Cars viewers. This is a car that I got this Christmas, and if you watched the review of the Cars on the Road Roll and Chomp Dino, the Transmissiosaurus Rex, basically, you would already know that. And I'm very excited to do this review because this is a car I've wanted for a very long time, and it is a very rare one too. This car is, of course, the Russian racer Vladimir Petrov. He is the Russian international version of Jeff Gorvette. The Cars 2 yellow Corvette who is basically a carified version of an actual NASCAR racer, Jeff Gordon. This is him right here. And in some countries such as China, Russia, and Australia, as you can see here, and Frosty, and there's other international racers for different versions of Cars 2, like Mexico, which is Memo Rojas Jr., or Spain, which is a racer that is literally just the exact same model as Miguel Camino, but his design is very different than Miguel Camino because he's blue with, I believe, like red, yellow, and black stripes, who is, of course, Fernando Alonso. And there's some other ones, but let's get back to the review. This guy, based on the back of him, and I almost crushed Frosty with him, was released in 2012. I'm not sure about this, but because of the fact that Cars 2 came out in 2011 and I was born in 2012, I believe that this guy probably came out in early 2012, and I was not born in early 2012, so most likely this guy is older than me. And definitely Céline Defer and Longy or Longy. Again, I don't know how to actually pronounce his name, but for now but when I get to his review, I'll call him Longy. Again, I don't, seriously, if you know how to actually pronounce his name, please comment. So, I believe, I'm not sure, but I mean, probably, most likely, almost definitely, the words right here are in Russian. Same thing with the Cars logo. And the back of him just says Russian racer again, because why not? Seriously, Mattel, are you so lazy that you just label him Russian racer even though he has a real name? Super Chase vehicles are limited to no more than 2,000 units produced. And it says that again in Russian. As seen in the Russian version of the movie. and then there's just a bunch of randomness, which I won't need to read. I'm very surprised I'm actually opening a car that possibly could be older than me, but hey, I already have him on my cars, on the cars wall, so I guess I'll do that anyways. Again, I'm very surprised that I'm actually doing this. But here it goes. And before I rip any more of this 10-year-old package, I guess I'll just leave it at that. Not totally ripped. I guess that's not as bad as some other rips, but it's still terrible. Well, let's free this guy. So here is Vladimir Petrov out of the box. And wow, he looks extremely cool. Also, apparently there's another Russian racer, Peter Racinov, in a Cars video game. I'm not sure why there's two Russian racers, but I definitely prefer Vitaly's design over Peter Racinov's. His design is just kind of boring. It's just sort of like the Raoul Sarul design. Again, except honestly, I really like his design. Like, honestly, I really like Raoul's design, but having another car that's just the exact same colors as him and with much less exciting decals, I definitely prefer this guy. And for some reason, most of the international versions of these cars, except for Jeff Gorvet or Fernando Alonso, who is the same model as Miguel Camino, or in the US with Jeff Gorvet, he has his own unique model. For some reason, most of these international racers share the model with Max Schnell, the German World Grand Prix racer. I mean, seriously, couldn't you have came up with some better models? Like, for example, like more cars that look like Francesco's design, or maybe some just totally unique car models. Cause seriously, why did you need to create so many different versions of the same car racing in different countries? Great. And I will display these on my Cars 2 shelf. That's definitely gonna look a little weird. Having 4 cars, even 5 counting Longji, who is still waiting to be reviewed. That will look very weird having 5 cars with the same model. And probably next Christmas, I'll get even more international versions of these cars. Which I really like their designs, but there's just that one problem of them all sharing the same model with Max Schnell. I mean, seriously, what? Like, at least these two have different expressions. Oh, God. Seriously? Come on. Well, let's get these three out of the way and talk about Vitaly's design. So of course he has the Russian colors of red, blue, and white, and he has this symbol on him, which Peter Racinov does not have any of those symbols, which is why I prefer this guy over him. His back is white with another one of these symbols on the back of him, and he has a Russian flag there. It looks a little crooked. And here's his other side, which is basically just the same as this one. And his hood has that same symbol here inside of a white rectangle with a point at the bottom. And luckily, unlike Flash, luckily his expression is different. And out of all of the international cars that I own so far, he is my favorite. And on his base, it basically just says Mattel 1186 MJ, 1, NL V2815 Disney Pix C Disney Disney/Pixar made in China. I'm not really sure what this code stands for, but probably if I were to get like if I were to watch a review of him by a Cars collector who does know those, like, what those codes mean. For some racers, it means like for like the 15th day of 2006 is when that car was like first produced, I guess. Like, some of them say codes that translate to that. Also, all of the cars that are Max Schnell's model, even his Ice Racer has that. All of them have this carbon texture that actually makes a pretty satisfying noise. All of them have that, except for the China Max Schnell, who his roof is smooth. Same thing with... We know Frosty does have that carbon texture, and the Ice Racer Max Schnell does too. But just like the China Max Schnell, the roof of Vladimir Petrov has some traces of it, but it's very hard to feel. And basically all of these something I wanted to mention, and possibly I could make an entire video about this. But what I wanted to talk about is the fact that my elf, who was named Jingle Bells, last year just showed up in my Cars collection, like on one of my shelves, and there was and there was two cars. This Frosty Winterbottom, which looks normal at first, but by closer inspection it is totally not. And this thing. Yeah, this is very odd. This Frosty Winterbottom looks totally fine at first, but if you're a Cars collector like me and you pay a lot of attention to the details of cars, you'll immediately notice that this Brick Yardley is definitely not the same as his regular diecast. His pupils are, like, the shine in his eyes is much bigger. His headlights don't have all of this regular, like, realistic detailing in it. It's just painted silver with some text. The silver is even a little misprinted. His teeth are silver. His 24 is silver. The Vitaline text is clearly much lower quality. And the fact that his rims are green means that you basically need to put, like, duct tape detailing here and spray paint that, or at least that's what I would normally do if I was making a custom. But this looks like it got a little overboard from spray painting. You can see, like, little details of like some excess spray paint there, which is not present on the regular Brick Yardley. The back of him, his headlights are very different. And my elf Jingle Bells just randomly gave these two cars to me on a shelf, and I really like them because of the fact that this Brick Yardley looks like a knockoff. This looks completely normal until you realize it doesn't say, like, for example, like Disney / Pixar or Mattel 1186 MJ, 1, NL V2815. It literally says model car. Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. And another international different country racer thing I have is this Disney Store Frosty. So I also wanted to talk about this. The fact that great. I just happened to forget what I wanted to talk about.
One eternity later.
Alright. I actually remembered now what I wanted to talk about. The fact that in the credits of Cars 2, Vladimir Petrov actually appears in this, like, picture, or, like, I believe it's like a picture or a postcard that actually has a picture of Vladimir Petrov in Russia, and it's, like, snowing and he's there. I don't remember anything else than that, but I've definitely heard about that before in like the Cars iceberg video, and I basically noticed that on second watch of Cars 2, actually. So now that is going to wrap up this video. So there are definitely many more cars I need to review that I got this Christmas. Some I literally got last Christmas, like Jerry Drive. Actually, those I didn't get last Christmas. Those I got around the time when I reviewed the Vitaline Pity. But I have a lot of new cars to review, and even some that are not cars. I don't know how I'm actually gonna do a review on this, but I'll have to figure it out somehow. Yeah, that's going to be very exciting. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and smash that thumbs up. This is Floyd's Fantastic Cars, done with another review. Bye.